Urban Programmer here, back with another video. In this Android Studio tutorial, I will be showing you how to create multiple buttons with a multiple button click method. So first you want to make sure you have an activity open, activity.xml open, and the content.xml. So first we'll add the buttons. From under the widgets, we'll add 4 buttons. Smooth it down. Okay, so we'll have that's button 1. Yes. 2. 3. 4. So we got the IDs. Change the text. Well, let's call it button 1. Button 2. Button 3. And button 4. Now we'll add 4 text views to correspond with the button clicks. So we'll call this text view 1, view 1, view 2, 2, view 3, and the last view, view 4. Call it view 4. Okay, so we got that. Hopefully this stays intact when we run the application design. So now let's get to the coding. First, let's add an array of buttons. So call it button, buttons, brackets, equals new button. We need 4 buttons, so we'll 4. And if you have an error right here, you need to import the button widget.button class. Next, we'll add an array of views. Text view. I think we can do it like this. Text view. Got 4 text views. Next, we want to add a listener for our buttons. Type listener, listener. if you get an error, you need to if you get an error, well, OnClickListener. Okay, it's not listener. OnClickListener. This is the OnClickListener. If you get an error, you need to import the library. Okay, now let's create a views method to pick up the views for the button in the text views. Call it private void set views. Use a for loop int for I equal to 0 semicolon I less than, we'll do buttons dot length semicolon I plus plus. So this for loop will make it quicker for us to set all our views for our buttons and for our text views. So to button is equal to button I is equal to button find view by ID r dot ID dot button. Okay, we're not going to use a for loop. We're just gonna set it like this. So for the first button, it'll be button 0 is equal to find view by ID r dot ID dot button 1 buttons 0. Okay, now let's copy and paste this 3 more times. Go into the brackets, change it to 1, 2, 3. Change the view 2, 3, 4. Here we need to put in button. Okay guys, I don't know if I'm moving kind of fast, but so you should have 4 buttons corresponding with your buttons variable name for your array of buttons. You should have them equal to button, and you should, in the find view by ID, it should be the ID of your buttons. So as we did button 1, button 2, button 3, we set each button to a value. Now we need to do the listener. We'll set, and actually for this we can use a for loop for this one. So we use a for loop. Let's create the int I for I set it equal to 0, I less than buttons dot length I plus plus braces. Now, so we can set the OnClickListener for all these buttons, so we want to keep repeating it. We'll put buttons brackets I dot set OnClickListener, and then make sure you put the name of your listener or listen. Okay, so we set that. Now let's go ahead and set the text views. Got an array of views. Say views 0 equals text view. Fine. Text view. Oh, spell views. Okay. So views bracket 0 equal the first one, and then you'll do the same thing with the views. Copy and paste. Change the next one to 1, 2, 3. Over here to 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so now we got our views set. We got our buttons set. So now let's actually create the method to handle the button clicks. So we'll do private void we'll call this method button click braces. We'll say listen. Let's actually change this to listener. It just sounds better. Change it to listener. Go here, change this value to listener. Okay, so our listener equal new view dot on click listener. I'm gonna override that. Override 1 sec. Public void on click view. Okay, so we create our listener. Should have listener equal to new view dot on click listener parentheses braces. Then you want to have override the default on click method. So public void on click parentheses view v, then another braces. Now here we can set our method. So we can say if v dot equals button 0, so the first button, and then we'll use else if statements for the rest. There's different ways of doing this. You can use a switch, just different ways, but in this tutorial I'm just using else if statements. So you'll say, do you want to have else if for the second button? Use another else if. V equals 2. Okay, hold on. Let's go back. Okay, we need to put this outside of the else if. Buttons 2. This is our third button, and then we'll do one more button, which will just say else v dot equals button 3. One second. Let's go back. Okay, so the last one we'll use one more else if it's equal to the final button. So you should have if equals button 1, else if buttons to the second one, else if the third one, and the fourth one. And of course 0 is the first button, 1 is the second button, 2 is the third button, and 4 is the fourth button. Okay. Now, when these buttons are clicked, let's change the text views. So we'll set say views. See, for the first one, set view. We'll set text button 1 clicked. Copy and paste and do the same thing for the other buttons. So each time these buttons are clicked, we're going to set the text to say the button was clicked for the view. Set for the same view that's set to the for the view we have set to respond to the button. Okay, button 4. So you should have views 0.setText button 1 clicked. Same thing for the next one, views 1 button 2 clicked. Okay. Think we have everything covered. This is view 1, this is for button 1, view 2 is for button 2, view 3 is for button 3, view 4 is for button 4. Now let's run this app and see if it works. You can run the code through an emulator or a real device. The build is still running. Should be up in a minute. This is still running. Okay, we have an error. Okay, 1 second. Let me uninstall the app. Okay, now we try it again. Okay, we have it up. Let's see if it works. 1 second. See if it works. Come on. Okay, let's see if it works. First, let's click on the first button. Let's try the second. Fourth. Okay, the buttons are not changing these texts, so something is wrong. Let's see what's wrong. Let's make sure we got the button ID. Text view 1, text view 2, text view. Oh, I know what's wrong. I know what's wrong. We need to set. We then place these methods inside of the onCreate method. So these methods are never being called. Okay, let's set button click. Let's set views. Okay, that should solve the problem. Stop that. Save it. Let's run it again. Okay, let's back up. 1 second. Know what's going on. Okay. Okay, we got it back up. Now let's try it again. So when I click button 1, it should change text view 1. Button 1 clicked. I click button 2, it should change text view 2. Button 2 clicked. Button 3 should change text view 3. Button 3 clicked. Button 4 should change text view 4. Okay, there you have it. That's how you create multiple buttons with a multiple button click method. And just for good coding practices, let's add an else statement here. and do nothing, or whatever else you would want it to do, if for some reason it didn't fire one of these button clicks. This is good coding practice. So thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Urban Programmer.